Good evening all. How you guys doing? It's Frank. Welcome back. November 7th, 2024. You guys having a good day? I went out for a long walk after coming home from work. It's kind of like my meditation. I can't like stand still. Yeah, that's like one thing. You tell me to like sit here for an hour, I'll be like, I gotta get up. I gotta move around. So like for me, I call it active meditation. Something kind of like you kind of zone out. Right? I go walking on trails a lot, but today I just got home, put on my walking shoes. I sometimes just sometimes listen to YouTube videos while I'm doing that. But so anyway, I feel a little bit better after that, getting some stress out. But maybe today it might be a little light. Because what I wanted to just go over was some news in today. Breaking financial news. Whatever that damn ticker tape thing sounds like. So today the Federal Reserve, and there's a good book, I think I mentioned it in one of my videos before, called The Creature from Jekyll Isle by Edward Griffin. Good book, but it looks like a textbook. But it's a good read. I think it should be mandatory. Should be part of civics, government civics, like in high school. But whatever, we can talk about that some other time. So the Federal Reserve, they set overnight lending interest rates between banks, and why that's important is that like if you got like credit cards, they typically use the Federal Reserve interest rate as a benchmark. Obviously, they got to make money, so they charge, we'll call it whatever their interest rate is, they add X on top of it. So the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 25 basis points, and if you don't know what a basis point is, it's a 100th of one, right? So it'd be 0.25. So I think the interest rates went down to 4.25, I believe, or maybe it's 4.5. I gotta check. Sorry, I should have done my homework. I should have looked it up. I only care when they cut. So the last time they cut was 50 basis points. That was back in September. And traditionally, you don't cut interest rates if the economy's doing well. You know where I'm going, right? So anyway, typically the federal I won't say quite right before a market correction. Let's call it what it is. A crash. They typically cut when they start cutting interest rates. It's typically anywhere between 3 and 9 months. So they'll start cutting into it because there's already weakness. Now, if they weren't lying about the statistics and the job numbers, if we all knew what was the real market, would be selling like crazy. But because they cut interest rates, right, everyone think, yay! The stock market loves it because it's like crack cocaine. They like cheap debt, right? They can get a loan and they barely have to pay anything, right? And us, hobos, we gotta pay a whole bunch of more for like everything because it's actually inflationary. There's actually two. They call it monetary policy and fiscal policy. So monetary policy is what the Federal Reserve does. They set an interest rate. So higher the interest rate, right? That means there's less money goes into the economy. It's actually it's actually advantageous for savers. But if you're basically our economy is all debt based, so you need low interest rates. Higher interest rates just kill you. But when inflation is too high, the only way to inflate it is actually to increase it. Anyway, the other avenue is fiscal policy, and that's actually more important because that's the government. So if you don't know, actually, oh man, I should have. I have another video, because actually I want to do. That's a good video. Well, I don't know if I'll do that tomorrow, but so open up your wallet, and if you have those little, they're green. They got a number on it, like $1. Yeah, Frank's being a little cryptic here. Okay, we'll get into that in another. But read the top. It says Federal Reserve Note. Maybe we'll go into another video about that. But why do I highlight this? If you read that book, you'll know why. But a note. So a financial note, that's short for a promissory note. What does that sound like? Promissory note? Like a mortgage. What? Yes, what you have is an IOU. Guess who the IOU's from? Federal Reserve. But they don't got no money. Why does it have a dollar amount? Oh, I know. I was talking about the interest rates, and here we go. Frank's all over the maps. Why it's great. It's why you got calm me off, man. I ain't got nothing going on. Anyway, no, I got stuff going on. I tease. So anyway, as $1, because guess what? Our government, love it, hate it. I despise it for the most part, but for a different reason. Anyway, they don't like you. You guys think we pay taxes, right? So that's part of its income, right? But they spend more, a lot more, than the taxes that come in. So imagine you make, whatever you make a year, right? Imagine you spend that and then some. Okay? So that's what they call the deficit. Okay? Because they spend more, right? So whatever they can't make up, right? This is what they make, this is what they spend. So this gap is a deficit. So when they say they reduce the deficit, they just go, eh. They're still spending more than they make. So what are they? How can they do this? How? It's crazy. It's true though. Okay, I'm trying to make this a fun learning. Again, interest rates. Now my story. I got a story in here. I gotta finish this thought though. Sorry. So the government creates a treasury bond. And, whatever this is, right, they in increments, right? So they go, all right, here's a promissory note, and guess who's on the hook? U.S. taxpayers are on the hook to pay that from future taxes. So we're actually robbing from our futures. Our grandparents, stole from our future, and we're already, 2 generations that haven't been born. We already stole their money, so when we die, they're gonna, whatever, right? Just keeps going. So they come up with the IOUs, right? And then the Federal Reserve buys the note, so it's a treasury note, right? So it's like the Federal Reserve is like the bank, even though they don't have any money. It's crazy. The more you dig into it, you're just like, how is this? Yeah, it's. Get your tinfoil hat on, man. It's going to be fun, but it's real. So the tinfoil hat just to, more energy comes into your brain. Your chakras. So they buy it, and then the government spends that into existence. So that's the other side of inflation. So there's two avenues. So they're already spending more money. So that's already inflation. So I'm sorry to tell you the bad news. If you thought things were too expensive now, it's just getting started. Buckle up, Buttercup. Gosh, it's crazy. But yeah, now there might be some good. Yeah, I gotta. But like I said, in maybe 6 or 3 to 9 months, we might have a downturn because every time this happens, every time, like I think there's only one time in like out of 10. So in modern history, when this happens, there's a downturn, right? So the good news is eventually prices will come down, but they won't be coming down because things are good. No. People won't have money. So yeah, gas will be $2, but you won't have $2 because you don't have a job. Yeah, so anyway, this is why this stuff's important. So anyway, what I wanted to kind of say was that, oh hey, if you're a gold and silver investor, not telling you financial news, what to do. I'm not an expert. But yeah, like gold just went up like $70, $60 today. An ounce, still an all-time high. Silver went up like $1, although they're kind of recovery from the other day. So typically when interest rates go down, that means inflationary. So the monetary metals actually go up, right? It's not that gold and silver went up. It's your dollar lost purchasing power, and people don't understand it. They don't talk about it. I talk about it, and it's like I got crabs coming out of my ears. I've known this for a long time. I've tried to like breach this stuff, just like a little, like, can I just like, I'm trying to bring it down to like a 5th grade level. It's like, what? I'm like, yeah, all right, Crazy Frank. He's on that deep end. He's got all that crazy stuff. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna get property in the middle of nowhere, man. If I could buy 100,000 acres, I would. And none of y'all. I'll have like a list of 5 people that can come see me. If you ain't on that list, nope. But anyway, so going back to story time, right? So when I wasn't so educated, and again, I wasn't like hard, but I kind of had some savings and whatnot, but like the interest rates go down. So actually people think like, oh, hey, I can get a better loan on this thing. So they don't necessarily can afford it. But it's kind of like a trap, right? Like people will get a house this time. And this is what happened last time in the house. Like their interest rates started getting down and like people started buying. Oh, hey, your interest rate went down. Now time to buy, right? Oh, God, no. You lose your job and then guess what, man? That house you bought, if you put anything down, it's gone. So yeah, I remember one time, didn't need a motorcycle. But, Frank was, I don't want to say ladies man, but I had a bad boy streak in me for a little bit in my 20s, but so, always kind of wanted a bike, didn't need it, and I'm like, I kind of had the money, but I'm like, let me get the loan. I can get it for like 4%, which was like a steal on a brand new motorcycle. I don't know, it's like 13 grand. But I say this because I probably shouldn't have bought that bike. I probably should have just kept the money. And, I ended up losing my job like a year after, right? So it's not like it got repossessed, but, I was hurting for money. So in my other video, I was telling you I was selling everything. Well, guess what? I had that bike for like not even 2 years. I had to sell it. Like I said, I didn't have I didn't have any debt tied to that per se, but I had to sell it. So I bought it for 14. I think I sold it for like 10. So I took a $4,000 hose town. I mean, I drove it or rode it for 2 years. I rode it a lot. When that first year, man, it was like it was all the time. I was on that. It was fun. It was, I was in my mid-30s or whatever, so. Now I'm getting old, so now it's like, yeah, sure, we don't want to tempt fate. I don't want my family to get a message. Oh, guess what? No, no. I'll stick with my Camaro. So yeah, don't. If you're thinking these, because it's gone down, what, almost a 1%, right? So yeah, the 10-year Treasury, which is tied to mortgage rates, that's gone down. But yeah, don't. This is the time to start buckling down. Don't do a Frank. Don't get any new debts. Don't try to pay off me. Hey, it came back. All right. So I'm not sure how this video is gonna look after that. Like my computer froze up. So yeah, maybe my face that'd be maybe a good thumbnail. But yeah. Now's the time. It's coming. It's coming. I don't know how hard. I don't know how bad it's gonna be. Now that Kamala gave up, she did the right thing, I guess, for once. I still think there's. I don't know. Something's gonna go down. But when it comes to economic, we know it's coming. So bat down the hatches as you can. Do the best you can. Don't freak out. But yeah, don't get into more debt right now. I know some people are going into debt because they don't have any money and they got to buy food. They're on payday. I feel my heart's out for those people. Maybe they made some bad choices, but man, I'm telling you, man, there's so much crap going on right now. So that's the story. Don't get into debt. It's like a ticking time bomb. And if you can't service it, bad things happen. But yeah, if you don't have the money, don't buy it for the love of God, okay? So with that said, Frank's here for you. You need some guidance, coaching, because nothing on here is financial advice. But yeah, so I think I told you in the previous video. I'm still doing it. I call it sandbagging. Sandbagging, like you build a wall with sandbags, right? It's like an army term as well. So all my money is sandbags. So all my paycheck, each paycheck is a sandbag, bag, or I call it my I'm a squirrel and I'm hoarding all the nuts. They're all mine. They're all mine. And like I said, I don't know what's coming. I lost my job. It was almost a year, so how much are your expenses in a year, right? Mine, I got a house, but it's a lot, right? So yeah, do the best you can. Don't get into more debt. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully Trump's plans actually work. I just think they're going to take time to hit, right? So I think the economy's going to get hit first. And it's going to take time. So he could institute those plans right now, but I have a feeling the economy's going to get much worse quicker before those plans can come. Now, the good news is we probably are going with the best alternative that we have from an economic standpoint, along with foreign policy and all that stuff. But I'm worried about people's paycheck. Because I'm telling you, if people are that bad and they can't afford food, 2020 will look like a cakewalk. I'm telling people. I think the saying goes, civilization is 7 days or three meals. I'm trying to remember. Nowadays, people, they don't get their chicky nuggies or McDonald's or something. Or oh my God, the fries are cold. I want to see a manager. Sorry, I see all comedy. It's like everything I see. It's just, that's another thing. Sorry, this is almost 20 minutes. Let's add one more thing in here. Whatever. You haters, come on. Bring it. Come on. I love those salty tears. But man, I'm telling you, man, is it me? It's probably me, but I don't know. Seems like there's like I think some of the kids are more mature than these adults, if you could call them. Like, not the result thing. No, I'm just saying like just before 2020. Just as so many people they act like little. I don't know. Maybe it's that narcissistic abuse or something. Whatever. But yeah, just I don't know. What do you guys think? Put comment below. How many 35-year-old children do you see out there? Because man, I've seen so many, and like I said, I just see things. I just laugh because man, it's like the other alternative is a cry. I mean, like it's pretty rare I do. It's just whatever. But yeah, it's just like I see stuff. I'm just like man. It's just like man, it's kind of like a testament of like if you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would be like, dude, they like that sounds like the end of the world. And it's just like I can't believe it's like how much more crazy, bet crazy until the wheels fall off, man. But hey, sticking in with there again. Keep your head up. Frank's here. Let's move forward, and let's be hopeful, right? Like kind of plan for the worst. Don't let that beat you down. Because I know some people, it's like they don't want to know reality. Because it scares me, so I just don't want to look at it. All right, well, don't be coming to Uncle Frankie and crying. Be like, dude, I told you. But yeah, let's be hopeful, right? Like, hey, let's see. Let's put our best foot forward and let's all go forward. Charge the mountain, all right? Hey, with that. This was the day 6 of the Economic Ninja Challenge. Day 6. You guys, I don't know if you guys know, but a guy I listened to, Economic Ninja. I think his name is actually Travis, but he put a challenge out to everyone to say, hey, people that are 50 and older, share your experiences, and do it for like 10 days. So I'm gonna do it. I kind of like this, but. If you guys got any suggestions, Frank, shut up, type of thing. Got some other topics. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I should write this stuff down. But anyway, I'm a bad one. So anyway, good night. See you tomorrow. Take it easy. Peace out.